broadcasters, we ask you positively cheer and encourage your team and the coaches. The officials, they're the persons who, by agreement between the competing teams, are assigned to administer the rules of the game. Their experience and integrity qualifies them for their part in this friendly interscholastic contest. Sportsmanship should be demonstrated by everyone in attendance tonight. Hey, if you will look up at our big screen animated logos, 49ers Sackeye Sports. This is the U.S. Army Game of the Week. We're excited to be this week's 49ers Sackeye Sports U.S. Army Game of the Week. Thank you to Sackeye Sports and U.S. Army for coming out tonight with some fun games and prizes in their booth next to the Trojan Fun Zone. Swing by and check it out. Oak Ridge High School. I'd like to take a minute to explain our safety procedures in case of an emergency. In case of an emergency, please call and locate the exit closest to you. During an emergency, there will be 4 exits available: a home ticket booth, the district ticket booth, under the small board, and the snack bar gates. If an emergency is announced, please proceed to one of these exits. If you're separated from your family, our quad will serve as a family reunification zone. Hey, thanks for your time and enjoy the game. It's going to be a barn burner tonight. Good luck, Bulldogs. Good luck, Trojans.
Metropolitan Cable Television. Access Sacramento presents a live hometown Game of the Week sports event. This program is funded in part by a grant from the Sacramento Metropolitan Cable Television Commission.
Well, the waiting is nearly over. The expectations, the anticipation of a classic matchup just about ready to turn into game time. A sea of humanity here up in El Dorado Hills, where shortly we'll have the kickoff for a Sierra Foothill League opener as the Oak Ridge Trojans play host this evening to the Folsom Bulldogs on Access Sacramento's hometown sports game of the week. Good morning and welcome to the Trojan Stadium tonight, where the action is going to take place with the Imperator of Analysis, Hall of Famer Jim Domino. I'm Will James. We welcome you, so settle in. It's liable to be a bumpy night tonight. Jim, we have two ball clubs primed and ready. They're among the elite in the area. Their stats are imposing, and these fans are ready.
They sure are. We've got a packed house, a sellout. No tickets sold at the gate. Well, it's my understanding they sold out earlier in the week. And I'll tell you, this has been the big one that everybody's been waiting on. 5-0 Oak Ridge, only giving up 10 points versus the De La Salle killer of last week. We'll talk more about that. Folsom, not only one of the ranked area teams and state teams, but one of the country's ranked ball clubs.
Well, those are heavy credentials right there. Well, let's take a quick peek at the last meeting between these two ball clubs. It was an outing for Folsom that is in their history books for sure. The second time in less than a year they faced the pride of Concord, the legendary De La Salle Spartans.
Well, they went down there last week, came out victors 24-20, scoring a touchdown by quarterback Mack in the last 15 seconds of the season. And going back 8 months, they knocked off the De La Salle Spartans on their way to the state visit. So 2 victories over a team like De La Salle is just amazing. And of course, quarterback Mack with the winning score with 15 seconds left on the clock.
Both of those Bulldogs victories coming in less than a minute to play, so they're accustomed to the tight, high-profile ball games. Not the case last week for Casey Taylor's Trojans here. Their opposition, Pittman, and not quite the resistance of a De La Salle.
No, they handled Pittman quite easily, 61-0, scoring early, scoring often. Varela, the quarterback, had a great day, running for 1 score and 4 touchdown passes with a quarterback rating of 144. Running backs, 4 of them shared the running back duties that night, compiling 339 yards. And then they just allowed 76 total yards on defense. And that's quite a performance.
Ooh-wee. Lopsided, but very impressive, as you say. Well, there's always impact players. Both of these clubs loaded with them. We don't have enough room to list them all, but you've done a nice job selecting a tight little group here, first of all, for the Bulldogs.
All right, for the fighting Bulldogs. Let's start with Rico Flores, Notre Dame bound, outstanding wide receiver, and he just is one of the rare ones, 5-star recruit. Mason Norberg going at tight end. They've been going to him quite often. And Abram Woodson, who you'll share the running back duties with Maxie Parler tonight. Woodson, a young junior, coming into his own. And on defense, Greg Carrillo at safety, of course, and then DJ Brown, one of the outstanding corners, 2 all-league players as juniors, and then Joe Chavez, outstanding linebacker.
Well, both of these squads are going to be put to the test at every single position. Let's take a look at the other side of the ledger for Casey Taylor's outfit.
Well, Casey Taylor's outfit, let's start with the leader, Maddox Verla, having a tremendous season, throwing for over 1,000 yards, and no picks, 14 touchdown passes. Jake Hall, the big running back, we saw a lot of him last year, 2-way starter, hard-nosed runner, north-south. And then Coach Casey thinks that Sebastian Sutton is one of the elite athletes with speed, leading the way, also starting at corner and wide receiver. And on D, Dassman, their linebacker, is one of their best. And, of course, they got some linemen up front that have done a great job, only having given up 10 points all season long.
Well, Jim, in a game of this magnitude, with so many high-profile players, the keys are plentiful. Let's take a look at some of them.
Well, let's start with Folsom. You got to protect quarterback Mac. And he's 6'6", great protection, good athlete, very imperative. You got to give him time to throw. Get the ball to your marquee players. And they have some great wideouts. Get the ball along with that tight end Norbert. Get the ball, make it happen. And then no letdown off last week's big victory over De La Salle. Huge. And last but not least, win that turnover battle. That's so important in a game like this. You want to win that turnover battle and win the game on the field.
Well, I'm sure both coaches are in agreement with that statement. And as far as the Trojans are concerned, they have a different set of keys.
Well, with the Trojans, Coach Casey Taylor has got to win up front. He feels his front five, both offensively and defensively, got to control the line of scrimmage. Like we said, pressure the quarterback, and that should be pressure from their linebackers. And they've been pressuring quarterbacks first 5 games all season long. Clock management, strong running game, shared by 4 halfbacks, and then last but not least, win that turnover battle.
Last but not least. Well, we have the table set for you this evening up here in El Dorado Hills, Trojan Stadium. Number 1, visiting number 5 here, a Sierra Foothill League opener for both squads. And it should be quite a doozy. We're going to take a little break and be sure and pay attention because Goody will have the rest of the story. Lauren Goodman has much more on tonight's big matchup. Stay with us here on Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
To Sofia and Gabriel, mis flores, my little flowers. Even though these old knees can't follow on your adventure to the forest today, these flowers represent my love, so you can take me with you wherever you go, near or far. These stitches and threads join us together. Me, your mother, and both of you. And wherever you see a flower, a bird, a beautiful tree, know that my love is with you as you bring our colorful stories to the world.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
If I could be you, and you could be me for just 1 hour. If we could find a way to get inside each other's minds. If you could see you through my eyes instead of your ego, I believe you'd be surprised to see that you've been blind. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Yeah, before you abuse, criticize and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Well, before you abuse, criticize and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes.
Well, we are live in Trojan Stadium here at Oak Ridge High School in El Dorado Hills, where the number 5 team, Oak Ridge, will be hosting number 1, the Folsom Bulldogs. And both teams coming in fire and blazing off their last week wins, coming in tonight to set the tone in the SFL. Now, we know what teams they've done and what they played last week, but coming into tonight, Folsom is led by no other than Paul Doherty. Now, he's coming into his 4th year in the program, and he's had some history-making wins. Now, the Bulldogs coming in his 4th year, He is now 31-7 since he's been at Folsom. Now, he had some prior stints before he was the Folsom head coach, where he had 5 years at Sacramento High School, and he had 2 years at Whitney, not too far from here. He had a tremendous school history win last week, and he's coming in to set the tone to win the SFL this year. Now, leading the way from the alumni of the Trojans, you have Casey Taylor, and he has done nothing but revamp this team this year, really finding something new and niche here at the Trojan Stadium. Now, they're coming in. Casey Taylor is now in his second year in the program, and they really have turned things around. In his 15th year of coaching, he coached at Del Oro, as well as he won a state title at Doro, but there's no feeling other than coming back to his alma mater and leading the way, and again, turning this season around, has his team off to a 5-0 start. Now, the last time these two teams met was just last year, and it has been a battle between them both. Bulldogs devoured the Trojans in a huge game where they took it 54-7. Bulldogs led 13-0 after the first quarter, but they led by 40 at halftime. Tremaine throws for about 270 yards. He had 5 touchdowns, and 2 of them was to the young star junior Rico Flores. Valera gets 2 Trojan touchdowns in the fourth, giving them that score, and Folsom prevails 54-7. Now, these two teams have dated back playing since 2005, and there's a rich history here, but they're trying to get the tables back turning. Now, Oak Ridge started out fast, but Folsom flipped the script, and they dominated the series. Trojan win the first 3 games, but the Dogs have won 17 straight since, leading this series 17-3. The closest games, now there have been some good matchups here. The closest games come back in 2019, where they had a 23-18 matchup. 2016, they had a 1-point matchup, which is the closest out of all of them. 2011 as well, they had a 35-31 matchup, and as well dating back to 2009, where they had a 36-33. Their worst defeats in this streak went from a 35-0 back in 2013, and in 2018, the Trojans took a tough one, 62-6. I know the Trojans want to ignore all that previous history here. They want to set the tone tonight in the Blackout Arena, sold out, standing room only. I can't wait to see what this ball game has in store. Back to you guys.
Okay, Goody, thank you very much. Nice report, and it's all that and even a little bit more. This crowd is getting revved. There was no shortage of color and pageantry in the run-up to tonight's contest, and basically well-deserved if you look at the performances, records, and stats of these two elite-level ball clubs. So hold on to yourselves. We'll be right back. Just ahead, Folsom taking on Oak Ridge on the Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
To Sofia and Gabriel, Miss Flores, my little flowers. Even though these old knees can't follow on your adventure to the forest today, these flowers represent my love, so you can take me with you wherever you go, near or far. These stitches and threads join us together. Me, your mother, and both of you. And wherever you see a flower, a bird, a beautiful tree, know that my love is with you as you bring our colorful stories to the world.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
If I could be you, and you could be me for just 1 hour. If we could find a way to get inside each other's minds. If you could see you through my eyes instead of your ego. I believe you'd be surprised to see that you've been blind. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Yeah, before you abuse, criticize and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Well, before you abuse, criticize and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes.
Nice to have you with us this evening here for Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week. We are up the hill in El Dorado Hills for a primetime Sierra Foothill League opener, number 1, Folsom, visiting number 5, Oak Ridge. Along with Jim Domino and Lauren Goodman, I'm Will James. Just about ready to get this game underway, but let's take a look at the officiating crew that is going to be on the spot tonight to keep things fair and square. The leader, wearing the white cap, will be veteran Mark Evans. He's joined by umpire Fred Kaywood, head linesman Desmond Rucker. David Pezzanella will be our line judge, and in the back, Dave Guerrero, our back judge. All the calls will be important ones tonight, and I'm sure the crowd will react on each of them one way or the other, and there's an excellent shot of part of that dynamic Oak Ridge marching band. Well, this is one of the toughest leagues, if not the toughest, Jim, the Sierra Foothill League, up and down the ladder. You wouldn't want to play any of them, really. The standings are unchanged right now. This is the league opener for everyone in the SFL, and it should be quite exciting all around the area, especially tonight, but also in those other matchups. Well, another sampling of the outstanding Oak Ridge Marching Band for honoring our country with the national anthem, our Star Spangled Banner. I couldn't exactly quote the exact number for the attendance, or the capacity, I should say, of this wonderful stadium, but you'll have to take my word for it. It's going to be pushed to the brink. Well, the Sierra Foothill League, a tough region for any non-SFL opponent to venture into, whether it's on the road or at home. And testimony to that, Coach Domino, is the number of SFL teams you have in your rankings that we'll take a look at the intermission.
Yes, we'll take a look at that later, but you won't miss the first 5 out of my first 6. That 5 are from the SFL. I'll give you a head start.
Well, I'm going to need a head start for everything we do tonight, but not the weather. Rob Bempson ever on it. Right now, a very pleasant 79, just a whisper of a breeze from the north. Humidity in check, and visibility rather unlimited except for the smoke coming from the barbecue area. And we are ready to start this one. It'll be Oak Ridge kicking off to Folsom. And we're underway. A booming kickoff that's going to go way over the head of Flores. Touchback out to the 20, and that's how we're going to start that. That's a live leg right there.
Well, my reports from the coaching staff and from the ex-head coach that we know for years, Eric Cavalier, said that Hensley has been booming the ball for the last couple of weeks, and he wouldn't surprise unless they have something on that he puts every kick is a touchback.
Boy, that's impressive. Well, we shall see. We're ready for the first play from scrimmage. Folsom wearing their not often used red trousers, white tops, and of course Oak Ridge in their customary navy and gold. Austin Mack at the helm gets rushed and dumps it screen-like formation. A big hole and a burst up the middle to the sideline. Look out. One man has a shot and gets him. Wow. A touchdown saving play in the secondary near the Oak Ridge 25. And Maxie Parler took the screen and motored for 57 yards. As they're going to no huddle and come right back out, as you'll see at the bottom of your screen, the offensive alignment here as they wait for the chain gang to catch up. Dwight Martin with the tackle to prevent the TD.
Well, Ontario Smith showed a lot of speed after the catch.
A short hookup completed. And a wrestle down
once
with
again.
Authority.
Martin again. 2 plays, 2 tackles by Martin.
Okay, gain of 5, 2nd and 5. Good start for visiting Folsom with that screen pass. Maxie Parler cannot get loose going up the middle, maybe a yard. Bring up 2nd. They give him a pretty good spot there. Make it 3rd and about 4. Just underway here at Trojan Stadium here in the El Dorado Hills on the campus of Oak Ridge High School. The number 5 Trojans circling the wagons and awaiting this arrival, and arrive they did. Folsom on the move early. Well, Mack changes sides with one of his receivers. Now another shift, and this is out of sync. False start.
5-yard penalty.
-5 against the Bulldogs.
I thought Coach Doherty was going to use one of his timeouts because I know he doesn't like penalties, but not in time. I guess he felt they can make up the 5.
So that's going to bring about a key play, 3rd and 7. Double wides dispatched to the right. Looking for the corner, wide open. Flores, touchdown Bulldogs, virtually undefended. And that looked kind of way too easy. I don't know if he audibleized on that or not.
Well, they're wide open, plus the seam area was wide open. Our stat, Rob Bempson, spotted that right away. There was a huge cushion on the left side.
So it's a 22-yard aerial connection. Mack to Flores, 6-0. Folsom, early shock treatment. PAT on the way, got it. Tremaine knocks in number 7. And at the 9:50 mark, early first, the Bulldogs growl their way to an early 7-0 lead. We'll be right back. Don't wander.
When fog, fats, oils, and grease get put down the drain, it can harden and create massive problems in our sewers. Fog can cause sewer backups, clogs, and can be a headache to clean out. Some sources of fog include items like meat, salad dressing, milk, butter, and creamy or oily sauces. Don't let fog get down the drain by doing 3 simple things. Can it, scrape it, and trash it to keep your pipes flowing. Learn more at sacsewer.com.
Well, Folsom drove the field and scored in relatively easy fashion. They did suffer a 5-yard penalty, which was inconsequential, but their big combination clicked for an early TD, and there's the booming kickoff. Tremaine sends it 2 yards deep, touchback out to the 20 for the Trojans. First play from scrimmage.
Well, Folsom said, welcome to the real world to Oak Ridge. 4 plays, 80 yards, 2 minutes and 10 seconds. I'd say that's a pretty quick score. So let's see if Oak Ridge now, for their first offense, will respond to giving up 7 early.
Yes, the psychological impact always a factor that's not always considered, but that was way too easy. Okay, Varela and company on the field. Double wide to the right. Low snap. He's down to get it. Fire right, and he's got a hook up for about 5. Nice start. Make it 2nd and 5. This offense has been explosive. They're averaging about 56 a game and have unloaded on all opposition.
Real simple play. 1st and 10. Just a nice quick 6-yard hitch. Varela passing for over 1,000 yards, no picks. Neither quarterback has a pick this season.
Okay, a tighter formation this time, plus motion in the backfield. Turn and give. They go left. Nice broken tackle to prevent a loss, and then good power after contact to hustle for about 3.
Well, that's Hall, and he is a north-south powerful runner, wrestler, very strong, carried him. 3rd and a short 1, not even.
That was a terrific 4-yard run right there after the broken tackle, so they're just shy of the 30-yard line. Turn and give, right side running. He's got the first down and a little to spare. 1st and 10. Trojans on the move, starting modestly, but effectively. And the carry goes to the 34. First down.
Well, that right side gets off now. Coach Taylor is very, very proud of that front 5. And out of the front 5, 4 juniors. They get off the football.
Triple wide to the near side, 1 to the right. Quick delivery, hit immediately. Short gain of 2 or 3. Hard tackling out there expected in this game.
Get the ball out to Reisinger, who comes in at tight end and spells Khalib Edwards. And when they run double tight, they'll have Edwards in 21 along with Reisinger, number 5.
Gain of 2, 2nd and 8. Clock rolling here as we near midway first. A peppy start in tonight's ball game with Folsom on top 7-0. Turn and give. Nice change of direction, but too much defense there. They hold that to near no gain. Maybe a yard.
Well, good tackle on Martin. And you'll see Martin in many positions tonight. Outstanding cornerback. Good speed. Will play running back and occasionally go to wide out, but mostly running back. And watch him out of the backfield. Outstanding receiver.
Okay, 3rd and 7. Call it a passing situation. Straight drop, fire right. Wow, that was a heck of a catch with the defender right there.
Well, let's credit a good route to the short side, and of course Varela throwing about 3 strikes. I like the way he gets set up. He gathers and throws. There's no delay. The timing so far has been very good. I like it. Short passing game, strong running game.
Reisinger with the grab, 1st and 10. Football started at the 48 of Oak Ridge. Nice running room on the left side. Power plus.
Well, that's got to be Hall now. Wait until it's up, because maybe not. Yes, it is. We watched him last year, Will. This guy is a strong runner. Very strong, north-south guy. Outstanding linebacker. Outstanding wrestler.
Well, he ran right through Slade Wilson, who tried to take him from the waist up, and it didn't work. 1st and 10 on that burst. At the Folsom 41. Nice drive, methodical. Turn and give up the gut. Nice line push. And a good gain of about 6. So that O-line you spoke of, Jim, getting it done.
They get off the football. He ran behind Roeder, Beck, and Dosman. The Dosman brothers, one at offensive tackle and one that plays DN, both tough young men. And I'm almost ready to call Jake Hall the Bull, because I tell you, he moves things.
2nd and 5 upcoming. Tight formation this time. They run right. Big hole. And that looks like 1st down yardage again. That offensive line is getting it done.
Dosman and Beck, outstanding blocking.
We'll have another look at that hole that opened up.
Jake Hall.
Football now resting at the Folsom 29-yard line. The Trojans working downhill now as we're on the flip side of quarter number 1. 4.5 to go. A cut back, a little bit of a push. He's shy of the 25. We'll give him about 3 on that play.
Well, that's Kostick that comes in. They use 4 running backs. Kostick, and Norris and Martin will spell Jake Hall. And to collectively have about 1,000 yards between the 4 of them, Will.
That's a tidy sum. 4 of them rushing for over 200 yards each. 2nd and 8. They go left. Another broken tackle. These runners rush hard.
That's going to be Jake.
Well, they haven't had an answer for that yet.
Hall to the left and Hall to the right. Right now, 6 carries, 32 yards. Thank you, Rob. He certainly moves the pile. And one of the defensive players had a shot at him, but you're not going to take him down by yourself just diving at his ankles.
3rd and 3 from the 22-yard line. Outstanding drive mounted by the Trojans after they were scored upon early, and a flag flies.
They must have had some movement up front.
Snap, false start, 21, offense, 5-yard penalty, repeat 3rd down.
Tight end, Khalib Edwards moved early. So that goes from 3rd and 3 now to 3rd and 8.
Well, they just put their platoon back in here. 12th play of the drive that has consumed 7 minutes. And now a different group comes in after that penalty, brings up a 3rd and 8. Okay, hold on to yourselves. Low snap, he's down to get it. Looks left, flushed. Escapes a little bit, but can't get all the way out of trouble. A key sack right there.
Well, it may have put him out of field goal range as well. If you couple that loss and the penalty, It'd be interesting because Nichols is their field goal kicker. Hensley is their kickoff person. So let's see if they, with that ball on the 31-yard line.
Brings up a 4th and 12 from the 31. They look like they're going to try for the long field goal here. So we shall see. Spotted, booted, on the way. He's got plenty. Good. Now that 48-yard field goal was dynamite.
Well, coupled with that kickoff by Hensley, they used two different people. Hensley for kickoffs, Nichols returning from last year for the field goal.
Stay with us. Lots more to come. Things getting tight. We'll be right back.
Impressive drive over 7 minutes. Despite the penalty and despite the loss, they still come out and don't come away with nothing. They come away with 3, Will, and that's the mark of a good football team.
When fog When fog, fats, oils, and grease get put down the drain, it can harden and create massive problems in our sewers. Fog can cause sewer backups, clogs, and can be a headache to clean out. Some sources of fog include items like meat, salad dressing, milk, butter, and creamy or oily sauces. Don't let fog get down the drain by doing 3 simple things. Can it, scrape it, and trash it to keep your pipes flowing. Learn more at sacsewer.com.
Well, the kickoff taken right at the goal line, and it's going to pay off. A big run back. And finally garnered at about the 43-yard line of Oak Ridge. So Folsom has turned some big plays. A 58-yard return on that one. Flory's always dangerous. And again, let's go back and point out Carson Nichols' 48-yard field goal. That was a booming shot that could have gone 58. So 1st and 10 for Mack and company. Football at the 43. Nice short slant completed. Tight coverage, but nevertheless, Flores has another catch. Gain of 9, make it 2nd and 1. First quarter slipping away here. A minute to go in the first. 7-3 Folsom, but the Bulldogs on the prowl again. Pass, pass, pass. Look left, look right. To the end zone, overthrown by quite a bit. It was
one thing I haven't seen quickly. We have a flag on the play. See what it is.
AD or is he the far guy?
I haven't seen the pressure applied to Mack, and they're going to have to put pressure on Mack and not just wait.
Casey.
Well, Mark Evans, our game referee.
Ineligible receiver downfield.
Well, Mack aired that out.
Ineligible receiver downfield. Offense. The tight end was covered up by the far receiver. It's a 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Thank you, Mark. So they moved the stake back to the just inside the 40. 2nd and 6. Each team now being hit with a 5-yard penalty. Turn and give. Woodson dives, gets about half of what they need, dropped at the 36. This is a capacity house this evening here at Trojan Stadium. And so far, it's been a game. 7-3, Folsom on top and driving. Low snap, he's down to get it, gets flushed out of there, throws on the run, he's got Norberg. Well, that was a soft spot in the secondary. And the first quarter has come to an end here at Oak Ridge High School. Check of the scoreboard. Top ranked Folsom 7, number 5 Oak Ridge 3. We'll be right back.
The family's visit to the forest inspired a beautiful question. Mother, mother, am I a tree? You tell me to stand tall. You tell me to stay rooted. I think I am a tree. My child, of course you are. But what kind of tree will you be? The kind to hug or the kind to climb? Doesn't matter which you choose, so long as you choose to be a tree that's kind.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
Well, we're about ready to start quarter number 2 here from Oak Ridge High School in El Dorado Hills with Jim Domino and Lauren Goodman. I'm Will James. Top-ranked Folsom leading at 7-3. And so far that first quarter was full of some nice appetizers.
Well, yeah, we had the passing game pretty much of Folsom versus the run game, and a powerful inside running game. Very impressive blocking up front by Oak Ridge, and then hard running by Jake Hall.
Well, he's tremendous. They got a real problem there at Folsom. They need to figure that out. In the meantime, Austin Mack in the offense ready to go to work. A bullet missed on a deep slant. Going for Flores again. Single coverage out there on him.
Yeah, they are. And their linebackers are taking a decent drop inside. But again, I have not seen them change up a bit. Looks like right now they're kind of giving up pressure for coverage. And I don't know if that's going to do it with Mack. With a 4-man front dropping 7.
They run the football to the 25. They get a tough 2 on that. 3rd and 8. Hall in on the tackle with another teammate. We're just underway here in the second quarter in this Sierra Foothill League battle. It will turn into a brawl before this is over. Pass. Underneath. Nice job selecting the open receiver. Gallagher. It's a first down, move the stakes. And they're setting up shop in the red zone. They run it, nowhere to go.
No, they're right now. They're not gaining many yards on the ground. They're just occasional run to keep you honest. But the receivers seem to be wide open and no pressure. There's only been one play that there was pressure on Mack, and he seems like.
Well, a flag flies.
Well, we got encroachment on the D.
Encroachment. Defense. 5-yard penalty.
Well, that's something you don't ever want to do is a gift of 5. Apparently they're going to run the same play, and they've got Brian Ray isolated out here wide to the left. Time to throw. There's the throw to the left side. Ray's in for the touchdown. He looked like he wanted that on the previous play when they threw the penalty. Brian Ray, tough after the catch to get it in there. And the Bulldogs are on the board again, leading it 13-3. Another penalty marker. Procedure call.
Prior to snap, full start, offense, 5-yard penalty. We'll replay the try.
All right. So they move it back 5. Don't see that should change much for Tremaine. Early second here, 10:41 to go. Folsom has started each quarter fast with a touchdown. Spot, boot on the way. Got it. Let's take a look at Brian Ray after the grab. And it looked like he was ready for this reception. Can't take him high, Sebastian. We'll be right back for more of the Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
Our son Arjun was born with cystic fibrosis, a rare disease that shortens lives. But there's something you can do to help. Join us as we walk in great strides the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation's National Walk. Every year, thousands of people lace up to raise money and awareness for CF. The CF Foundation has made amazing progress, but we're not done yet. The biggest reason I strive? Because I want Arjun to live a full and happy life. Visit CFF.org and sign up for our Great Strides Walk today. Lace up, walk, cure cystic fibrosis.
Okay, the Bulldogs, another tee on the board, leading at 14-3, set to kick off. Tremaine to do the booting. Pair of deep receivers, and they will touch back. So they'll start from the 20, and if there was a time that a touchdown is rather imperative, this would be it.
Well, it certainly is. They're down 14-3. It's very early in the game, second quarter. But there are contrasting things happening here tonight. Folsom scored quickly early via the air. And their running game right now is only averaging a yard per carry. And let's see what Oak Ridge does on this, where they're averaging probably somewhere in the vicinity of 5-7 yards a pop. And not too much passing, but very short passing to the short side of the field.
Well, they've got triple receivers to the near side. Varela rolls and fires. He's got a man open with the catch and run. Boom. Well, the defender gambled he could get there and was unable to close that ground.
John Hayward with a good reception and with more speed. John Hayward, he looks almost like a tight end. 52-yard play.
Well, if they needed it, it was right then, and they sure came up with it. Varela doing a nice job. Let's take another look here. He was under duress when he let that one go.
He showed me a lot of poise on this play. Kept his feet up under him, never lost sight of his target. And you see Big John Hayward trying to go to distance here.
First down for the Trojans at the 28. Straight drop this time to the end zone. Incomplete. Well defended. Perfect position.
You're trying to go deep to Sutton. Good job by the defender.
Sebastian Sutton, their top receiver, you could say. And Witten with coverage out there. 2nd and 10. But they tested him. They showed him the deeper throw, the first one like that tonight for Varela. a blitz. Up the gut and hard inside running right there.
Well, the last pass play where he overthrew, I think it's, kind of a telling Folsom, look, you're not, stop stacking 7-8 in the box here on 1st and 10. We can throw on first down. And I think that in order to back off that Folsom D to stop the run game, because they haven't stopped it in the first quarter. They did, giving up only a field goal, but Oak Ridge was, and particularly with Hall, just running really north-south, hard-nosed running.
3rd and 5 from the 23. Roll and fire. It's a hookup. Witten has the tackle, but he got there too late to prevent the completion. And that's a first down for the Trojans.
Nice reception by Sutton.
Excellent drive to answer the Folsom touchdown.
Yeah, he's playing with that cast on the corner on that side. He's playing with the cast on his left hand, and I think they're going to work on their right, Folsom's left.
From the 14-yard line, first down Trojans. Down 14-3, could really use a TD here. They go left, and there's room to the outside, and you know who. Broken tackle, touchdown Trojans.
Kostick just to the left.
A 14-yard tough run to the outside, and there was no closure in that secondary.
Well, once again, they run with power with Hall, and then they run outside with Martin and Kostick.
Now that was a clutch answering TD drive. And probably somebody from upstairs spotted soft coverage to that side. Snap, spot, boot on the way. Got it. At 8:22 of the second, here's how the Trojans get close. Koscheck outside, nice block on the end there. Tough running to break that tackle and dance in. We'll be right back for more of the Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
You are loved. You are valued. You are resilient. You got this.
You're there for them. We're here for you. Find free care guides at aarp.org/caregiving.
Okay, upcoming the Oak Ridge kickoff, a clutch touchdown to draw close at 14-10 here, still early in the second. With Jim Domino and Lauren Goodman, I'm Will James. This is the Hometown Sports Game of the Week, and another booming kickoff out the back of the end zone, touchback. That was, I guess, a 6-play drive. The big one was the 52-yard catch and run by Hayward to really spark that drive. This is a tremendous crowd here. Lots of standing room all the way around the rim.
And on the far side hill.
Okay, they run the football on first down and have a nice gain. Maxie Parler with the carry, runs for 8. Well, they put somebody in the backfield with Mack this time, but double wideouts left and right. They run it again, tripped up and dropped. Nice defensive play right there. That was well done, Connor Dasman. That was just an arm tackle.
Well, it's again 3rd and 1 play here. Let's see the cushion that they give the wideouts here with only 3rd and 1. They could just turn around. Flores can just take one step and turn and pick up 5.
They run the football right up the middle. Here's a breakaway. 4 defenders chasing him. Can they catch him? Yes. Maxi Parler with a burst. But nice catch-up speed there by Sutton. And here comes a 58-yard run. With a quartet chasing him, and Sebastian Sutton had the speed to run that down. 1st and 10 at the Trojan 13-yard line. They have motion, but they throw the football wide open, touchdown Bulldogs. Norberg was uncovered. 13 yards on that aerial connection. I don't know if the motion is what freed up that area, but there was no defender there.
No, the secondary is playing very loose coverage, and they're giving all kind of cushion to the wideouts. They may go for 2 here, maybe. No, Tremaine is so accurate.
$20-10 now. Tremaine trying to tack on the PAT and got it. Let's take a look at how open Norberg was here. Oh my goodness, what have we got? 8:32, midway second, 21-10. We'll be right back.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Well, this Austin Mack-led Folsom offense is humming right now. Their drives, their big plays, and their scoring punch have been exquisite.
Well, they've gone 17 plays, 217 yards, in approximately 6 minutes and change. I would say 3 outstanding drives. And it's 6 minutes plus. They have 21 points on the board.
There's a booming kick. That's a touchback out to the 20. Mack has played a superb game thus far. I mean, his passing is pinpoint accuracy.
Well, if you're going to let him, he's good enough. But if you're going to let him sit back and take 2, 3, 4 seconds, go through his progression without pressure, he's lighting them up.
Well, that Oak Ridge coaching contingent needs to figure out some answers to put some pressure on Austin Mack. You're right, Coach. He maybe has had mild pressure on one play. Otherwise, none at all. So 1st and 10 from the 20. Nice double fake. Varela gets away from that rush and throws a wobbler. Incomplete. Boy, oh boy.
Well, he definitely thrown that away. He didn't want his first pick of the season.
No, 2nd and 10. That was a nice double fake in the backfield there, but everybody was well covered. I haven't counted every play, but it appears that Varela's going to the sideline every play.
Yeah, I haven't seen him hit the seam or anything down the middle yet.
Single wideouts left and right. Completion out to the near side. It's a nice little gain of about 7 or so across the 25. Malloy with the grab.
Well, he hit Reisinger one time, and it looks like there's an opening in that seam area to that tight end, to either Edwards or Reisinger. Let's see this, 3rd and 4, maybe almost 5.
Big play here for the Trojans if they want to sustain. Heavy pressure on the blitz. He gets it away fast and has a first down. Very well done. Kai Reisinger.
Yeah, we were just talking about the role of Edwards and Reisinger. It seems they use more Edwards for more blocking and Reisinger for receiver as that tight end position will.
Here's another look at that hookup.
That's it. There's opening in that seam area. He just did a quick hitch.
They try to run right, and there's nowhere to go. Too many defenders that time. And Jace Mixon, tough on that play. They lose a yard, make it 2nd and 11. Clock rolling at the 4:40, and so far, a rapidly elapsed second quarter.
Well, once again, with occasional blitz, he running a 4-man front. He's dropping 7 into coverage. It looked like they're manning up underneath with 2 deep.
Double fake, deep throw, left sideline, 1-on-1. What a diving reception right there. Oh, my goodness.
And as Rob Benson pointed out, with a cast on his left wrist. Sutton.
Sebastian Sutton, their ace receiver, 46 yards on that reception, getting them out of trouble and putting it right back on Folsom from the Bulldog 29. Turn and give, nice hole, good running daylight there inside the 25 to the 24. Gain of 5. And that was a tremendous reception.
Was once again the power runner, Jake Hall, who scored earlier tonight, running wide. Generally, he runs between the tackles with power. And to me, in the run game, that Trojan front 5 is winning the battle up front.
So Sutton out to the near side, the only wideout dispatched. Play fake on the roll and the fire. A catch at the sideline, but out of bounds. So we'll call it 3rd and 5. Clock stoppage with 3:13 to go till the intermission. This is an ultra critical possession here that the Trojans must cash in on. Their 3rd down conversions have been terrific, 4 out of 5. And hoping to duplicate that again here. Tight formation. Again, Barella rolls, penalty marker thrown. He keeps it and he gets face masked. Slow to get up. He's grabbing the back of his head. He got jerked all right. So Mark Evans conferring with his linesman.
Personal foul, chop block, 54, offense.
Replay.
Personal foul, horse collar tackle, defense. Those penalties offset.
Replay.
Third down.
Okay. 2 major penalties. 1 against each team. And here's the horse collar. Boy, that was a lazy effort right there.
Very lazy effort. And linebacker Colin James got chopped about in the middle of the field and laid there for a bit. I guess making sure the official had seen that they low blocked him. But he got up right away once the flag had been thrown.
Okay, a key third down. The shift in the backfield. Barella's got time. Directing traffic. Gets away from one man but cannot get away from the other.
Well, he's looking at the sideline here like, is he going to bring that field goal team in again?
We'll be right back. Don't wander off.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Moment of decision for the Oak Ridge coaching staff facing a 4th and 8 from the 27-yard line of Folsom. They're down 21-10. They bring on the field goal unit, and it's a good one. Nichols boomed one in the first half from 48. He'll hit this from the 34, make it a 44-yard attempt from the right hash mark. On the way, plenty of distance. Got it! 2 for 2. Carson Nichols keeping the Trojans within striking distance. Trim the deficit now, trailing 21-13. We'll be right back.
Stand is precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to learn the difference between sedimentary and metamorphic rock. Go find those rocks. Dare to keep daring. Dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
Well, clutch field goal kicking by Carson Nichols has kept the Oak Ridge Trojans close. They're down 21-13, 2.5 to go before the intermission. Hensley powers one way back. That is a leg.
Well, plenty of time for Folsom to go for another drive. Their drives have been very short tonight. 1 4-minute drive, 2:53. I take that back. We had a 2:53, a 2:19, and the other drive was 1:50. So,
Paul Doherty, you know this story. Head coach of Folsom and recent victories over De La Salle. Here's Mack, a drop by Ray, who can't believe it himself. Hit him in the bad spot.
yes. Again, a lot of time to throw.
Mack has been sharp, extremely sharp with his passing game. Just his second incompletion, and it was a drop. Right side running. Go with the flow, almost a first down. Let's see where they give him.
Well, the big thing is not only the plus yardage, but he was able to get out of bounds.
Woodson with some quick feet. He runs for 9, make it 3rd and 1. He needs to make the 30. Still 2:18 to go here in the second.
A lot of time. You stop the time clock at that one with going out of bounds.
They run the football straight ahead and ends a first down by plenty. No problem there. Good opening hole. Move the stakes.
Well, what they've got to watch here is run, watch the play action pass, and Mack's getting all day to throw.
From the 34, short drop, look all over the place and gets sacked.
Connor Dasman with the sack. We were talking about he hadn't been sacked tonight, no pressure. There it is.
Oh, yeah. Second down.
But they immediately call a timeout. Coach Doherty wisely using that clock to his advantage. And once again, 1:51 on the clock, but plenty of time, according to Folsom. They're used to that scoring quickly.
They sure are. Well, we talked about how tough the Sierra Foothill League is, and that was no exaggeration. Here's a look at a meat grinder of the conference.
Well, here they are finally starting conference play. And there you see their preseason record. And they're all locking horns tonight, Granite Bay and Del Oro and Rockland and Whitney and the Quarry Bowl. And Grant was in that league and for a short period of time, and I think they wanted back out of that league into another league where they could compete.
No doubt. No question about it. But here's Austin Mack. Look right, look left, flushed. And he stays with the run, picks up a couple, makes it be a 3rd down and about 5. But he stopped the clock at the 1:44. So a little bit more. Let's take another look. Austin Mack, lots of composure.
Yeah, I would say right now they've got some big play people. Watch the bubble screen or the short screen.
That one was his riskiest pass of the night, and fortunate that wasn't picked.
Well, you know how Folsom dislikes punting, and looks to me that with a 3rd and about 16, they are going to punt the ball back to Oak Ridge.
And with 1:39 on the clock.
4th down and 16. Let's see here what punter is going to do here. Tremaine does it all.
Solo safety dispatched to the 30-yard line. The Trojans have all 3 timeouts left. Nice punt. And a fair catch signaled for and taken at the 30.
Outstanding punt. Now Oak Ridge, as mentioned by Rob, they have all their timeouts. A nice 41-yard punt. Can Varilla move the team down the field, and 1:32 on the clock with 3 timeouts to use?
This might be the situation he likes. He's accustomed to tight spots.
I haven't seen them bubble much or draw.
Not yet. From the 31-yard line, they rush him. There's the screen.
That's a great read on the far side.
Yes, it was, and that was a excellent tackle right there.
Yeah, 56, it looked like Hardiman, Lucas Hardiman, came off his block and read that extremely well.
Assistance from Colin Denny. So no gain. Call it 2nd and 10. A minute to go here in the half. Varela looks left all the way and has a completion. Looks like he's close to a first down, and he gets out of bounds. Hayward does. Stop the clock. R.J. Witten with the coverage.
He can work that short side to his left. He's not going to get much yards, Will, but he can nickel and dime on that.
Well, Varela, excellent passer. So it's a first down for the Trojans. They've got the football at their 42. 52 seconds left in the half.
Safety blitz.
He stood in there and hummed it hard.
I like his composure.
Yes.
Safety blitz, really. He knew who to go to.
He sure did.
He had a hot call, and he went right to him and didn't need much time.
Reisinger. So they're hustling now. They move the stakes, and
47 seconds with timeouts to use.
This safety blitz was well timed, but Varela hung in there. Okay, they now move it back to a 2nd and 6 inches. Fake the run. Short pass. Big running room. Cut it back. Cut again. Out of bounds. Stop the clock at about the 30. First down, Trojans.
Once again, an excellent call. Great effort. Yards after contact. Number 5, Reisinger, having a good night, 21 yards.
The catch and run for 21. 2 changes of direction. Can't tackle high. 35 seconds left in the half. Trojans still with timeouts. Double wide to the left. He unloaded fast and took a hard hit, and the penalty marker down on roughing the passer.
Yes.
Number 53. 15 yards, half the distance. First down.
Well, Theo Grulé with the infraction. This home crowd getting excited here.
Half the distance to the goal line.
They're going to march this all the way inside the 15 to about the 13-yard line. 30 seconds left.
With timeouts, they've got plenty. 3 timeouts, and they can get 4, 5, 6 plays in.
Yes, they can, and maybe they'll just need 1 or 2. So here we go. Sebastian to the near side, double wides to the left.
Okay, they have 1 linebacker, 4 down linemen. Now they move to a 5-man front. So let's see that if they're going to put the heat on. Here comes a safety blitz.
They run it. and too much resistance that time. You can call a timeout with, they spend 5 seconds, 25 seconds left.
Well, there was a time, if ever, for Rillo to get out of it with an audible. Okay? The safety blitz, which they try to conceal, and that's where you tell your tight end to replace the blitzing safety. That's your hot call.
That's the hot call. Well, still a golden opportunity here for the Trojans. They've got sufficient time. They have 2 timeouts left. And they've got the team.
Well, so far, we're certainly getting treated by 2 fine football teams, believe me. The Trojans are behind in this ball game, but they show all kind of spark. They can run the football, and Varela is showing a lot of poise here under pressure.
Boy, he surely is. Great composure. So we got 25 seconds left. 2nd and 12 from the 15-yard line. Martin, quick start off the line. A loose football, and the Bulldogs have recovered. First turnover of the game, and I think that just slipped out of Varela's hand.
I don't. Doesn't look. If we see that again, I don't believe contact caused the fumble. It appeared like, unless somebody swiped at it.
Tough luck for the Trojans, and let's take a look here.
Yep, it slipped right out of his hands.
Don't see that very often.
No.
With 19 seconds left, are we looking for home run derby here?
Or, penalty, defensive penalty, of course, gives you another play.
So Austin Mack looking left all the way, well covered, over the middle, a bobble and a grab, and dragged down from behind. Nice improvising there by Austin Mack, whose primary receiver was covered. And Ontario Smith found the daylight in the soft spot and has the reception.
I like the footwork on Mack, throwing under pressure.
Well, this is coming down to cases here with just 10 seconds left in the half. 21-13, Folsom on top, escaping that last threat with the unforced fumble and a recovery. Boy, this crowd has been treated, and it is enormous. Looking around the rim of this stadium, standing room only is prevailing.
Well, it looks like by the snack bar on the other side of the end zone, there's at least 1,000 people.
There's 1,000
down the far end.
There's 1,000 down there. Okay, who's the deep safety? 10 seconds left.
The back judge.
Mack waiting, looking. He's flushed. Looking for someone and has to throw it away. And that burned up 8 seconds. Great coverage in the secondary. That was terrific coverage. Time for one more play at least.
Yeah. Let's see their alignment.
And got Flores down here to the near side. And a timeout, I believe, being called here. It is. With 2 seconds left. What's the call, Coach?
Well, it's a Defense is calling timeout. Oak Ridge, wants one play there in terms of are they going to, try to put heat on Mack, and if they're going to throw and maybe possibly throw a pick or cause them to fumble. And so they figured, we'll use our timeout here. And hopefully they won't be sorry they caused that. And now he throws Hail Mary down the field. We don't need that. So I think Coach Doherty is not known for any conservative feeling. He may, and so he may go for it all. And with an interference, he gets another play if they don't go all the way. And then do we take a knee and let's go in with a nice 8-point lead?
Well,
it doesn't look like the knee formation.
No, it doesn't.
It looks like
we want 6 more.
Yeah.
Flores in motion. Gets a head start. Triple wide to the right. Hail Mary.
He's going deep.
And overthrows everybody.
Yeah, he put the ball, released at 42, put the ball about 62 yards in the air.
I'd say that's a decent arm right there. So the half ends 21-13. Folsom on top, escaping a scoring threat there late in the second quarter with the fumble recovery. But we got a tight one here. This crowd is, I would like to get a fix on this attendance from Steve White, the athletic director here. They may have set a world record with this. A school record. How's that?
School record.
Okay, let's join Lauren Goodman down on the sideline. Goody?
It's two great teams. It'll be a great game. We need them in the big plays. It'll be tough.
Okay, Goody, thank you. One thing I have to say, they have a great public address system here. Well, it has been festive thus far and is liable to become more so in the second half. These two teams figured to slug it out with some hard hitting, and we've seen exactly that. And just one turnover, and it was a costly one for Oak Ridge, and turned the ball over late in the quarter. Don't wander off. More to come this evening on Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ever hear the one about the frog? Put a frog in a pot of boiling water and it'll jump right out. But put a frog in a pot of cool water and slowly heat it up, and that frog will boil. It's alive. But as a metaphor for us and all that we go through as veterans,
real-world experience.
It's a story that rings true. We make excuses for how we feel. We push everything down. We tell ourselves the lie that it's easier to stay in that boiling water, to disconnect. And some days, maybe, it is. But you've never been interested in easy. Reaching out is hard. Do it anyway. You're not alone. You've got this. You are not a frog.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Welcome back to the show. It's the Access Sacramento Hometown Sports Game of the Week. And this evening we're in El Dorado Hills at Oak Ridge High School, where tonight the 5th-ranked Trojans hosting number 1 Folsom at the break. 21-13. Folsom in charge, but a long way to go yet. Down on the field, we see an outstanding cheerleading squad. As I understand it, a couple of years ago, they were national champions in all the competition. But we do have Rob Bimpson's first half stats ready to go. And then after that, we'll take a look at Domino's dozen.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, let me amend that. We're going to reverse that call and go with the dozen and see where you have people placed this week, Jim.
Okay, let's take a look at that. In Folsom, you see them here tonight. You see why they're state ranked and NorCal ranked. And ranked number 1 in our poll. Granite Bay right behind them, clashing tonight. Big time clash with Del Oro taking place as we speak. Jesuit in the 4th spot. The only non-SFL team in the top 6, by the way. Rockland, Oak Ridge tonight, number 5. Rockland 6. Monterey Trail coming on as usual in that Metro League at 7. Placer unbeaten Joey Montoya's team at number 8 spot. Whitney, number 9, clashing with Rockland in the Quarry Bowl. They sold out midweek on the Quarry Bowl in Rockland. Sheldon, Elk Grove, strong contenders in that Delta League. And then Vista Del Lago and outstanding passing game of Vista in that number 12 spot. Then we go to the red zone. Casa Roble having a good year. Christian Brothers also in the CAL, Capital Athletic League. West Park, new West Park, and Coach Tenner unbeaten thus far. Brand new school, Grant High School. Intercom we saw last week with a victory over Wood Creek. Antelope in the 18 spot, number 18 Roseville, and number 20 Pioneer. And there you have your red zone. Now let's go to the bubble. These teams want in. They want in on the red zone or the top dozen, but they'll have to work their way through the ranks. Dixon having a great year. Woodridge slipping a little bit in our rankings after last week's loss to Intercom. Lincoln with a very tough schedule, despite maybe under 500. They are very strong schedule. Yuba City's another team, very underrated. And Natomas, who we'll feature in our game next week versus Cordova. And there you have the bubble and the dozen.
That's good stuff right there. Nice rankings, well stated. We'll keep an eye on it. Don't wander off. We'll be back for more of the Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
If I could be you, and you could be me for just 1 hour. If we could find a way to get inside each other's minds. If you could see you through my eyes instead of your ego. I believe you'd be surprised to see that you've been blind. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Yeah, before you abuse, criticize and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Well, before you abuse, criticize and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes.
To Sofia and Gabriel, mis flores, my little flowers. Even though these old knees can't follow on your adventure to the forest today, these flowers represent my love, so you can take me with you wherever you go, near or far. These stitches and threads join us together. Me, your mother, and both of you. And wherever you see a flower, a bird, a beautiful tree, know that my love is with you as you bring our colorful stories to the world.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
Nice to have you with us this evening as we roll through the intermission of tonight's Hometown Sports Game of the Week here on Access Sacramento. With Jim Domino and Lauren Goodman, I'm Will James, and it has been festive to say the least here. What a presentation put on by host Oak Ridge with their national championship level cheerleading section and their tremendous marching band helping out with the entertainment. Well, let's take a look at the halftime statistics compiled by Rob Bimson, and there they are.
Well, let's look at the rushing yards. It's deceiving. Only 45 showing for, or 80 showing, take that back, for Oak Ridge. And actually, they would have closer to 100 because you have 16 yards of sacks taken off that number. So we're down to 80. Passing yards, 161 to 177, very close. Total offense, yards 241, 222, very close. First downs, Folsom leading 10-6. Penalties, unfortunately, Oak Ridge leading with 4 penalties, 30 yards. Actually, a pretty clean game. A few early penalties, but they cleaned it up. and only one turnover, and that was by accident. It slipped out. It's caused it listed as a fumble, but showing the replays, we saw the ball slip out of quarterback Varela's hands as he was about to throw. I'm not trying to keep him from a turnover, but almost to the point where it became an incomplete pass because it just slipped out of his hand as he was throwing.
It did.
And that's the question. Time of possession, Folsom with the time of possession over the Bulldogs, 15-8. And as mentioned earlier, they scored 21 points, 3 touchdowns in not quite 7 minutes. So Folsom can score quickly, and with their playmakers, they do. The Trojans prefer to run that football on the ground, and they do run. They run for 90 yards, and Mr. Jake Hall alone has 59 of those yards and showed a lot of power running between the tackles, Will.
Boy, what power indeed. Broken tackles. And over on the Folsom side of the stadium here, they've been treated to some superb football. Their squad is ahead 21-13, but this ball game is far from over. They better stay till the end. And here on the host side, a sea of humanity. It is packed to the extent that anybody not holding the proper ticket, no admission.
A total sellout, as athletic director Steve White mentioned. This is a huge rivalry, and the people in El Dorado Hills and the people of Folsom really support their teams. I mean, that's kind of an understatement. It's not Texas, and it's not the Deep South, but football truly is a way of life in El Dorado Hills and Folsom.
No doubt. Their programs are so well supported. Everything you look at to substantiate that statement is deluxe. Boy, oh boy. No, they've been waiting for this one better than a week, and the sellout occurred early.
Very early in the week, yes. Not only tough to get in, but trying to find a parking place here is something else.
Now, if you arrived any later than the start of the JV game, you're going to be out of luck.
Right. The parking lot was filled quite early, late afternoon.
Well, the team's back onto the field with just a couple of minutes left before the intermission expires, and it would have been interesting, Jim, to have an ear to the wall in both locker rooms and get a take on what the coaching staffs had to share with their ball clubs.
Yes. Both these coaches are very experienced. They've had several stops before coming here, and believe me, they know how to deliver those motivational speeches.
Let's turn our attention down to the field level, and Lauren Goodman, what you got, Goody?
Well, I'm here with the leader of the Bulldogs, Coach. Had talking halftime. How'd that go?
You know, I thought it went well. I think our kids are playing okay. I mean, came out a little bit flat on defense. Those guys have played lights out all year long, and offense kind of in rhythm early. We kind of sputtered here towards the end, trying to stay consistent, trying to be balanced, running the ball and throwing the ball, which is a little bit different for us, but trying to get everybody touches, try to get everybody involved, and the more we can get other guys involved, the better we'll be.
What's the biggest adjustment you need in the start of this second half?
I think we got to tackle better. I think we got to keep taking care of the football and finishing drives. We kind of have some momentum going, but you got to finish and capitalize off the opportunities you get because they're few and far between.
Thanks a lot, Coach.
All right, thanks so much.
Back to you, Will.
Thanks, Goody. Yeah, one thing resonated on that rundown right there, and that was better tackling. We saw a number of plays where they tried to stay high against those Oak Ridge tough running backs, and it didn't work.
No, they can, and the line surge, particularly from the right side of that line of Oak Ridge. I give credit to all that front five. Fair, Kate Fair, Meggers, Redder, Beck, and Dosman get off the football. And I tell you, they were controlling the line of scrimmage during that run. And then when you get the powerful running of Hall, and particularly his yards after contact, and he certainly hurt them inside. So Verla has shown a lot of poise, and we can see why if this was his first turnover of the year, if you call it a turnover, and I'm not making excuses, what do you think, Will?
No, that was questionable. No doubt calling attention to that. It was not a typical fumble. And we've seen before instances where the arm comes back, the ball floats out and travels a couple feet, and it's been considered an incomplete pass. Nevertheless, it was called a fumble. It was a recovery by Folsom, and it did snuff out an impressive drive.
Very impressive, and quite frankly, you figure the way they handle special teams, both their kickoff person, Hensley, and then Nichols can drill the ball. It's so nice to have a kickoff guy who puts the ball in the end zone, and then a field goal PAT kicker, as we see, kicks a 48 and actually had enough in that kick to go maybe 50, 55.
58, yes. Those strong-legged kickers, boy, look at that support section right there on the Folsom side of the stadium. And they're going to answer back from this side. So dueling rooting sections, and certainly elaborate. The kind of support that goes into this game is phenomenal. Well, Oak Ridge fortunate that they'll be receiving the second half kickoff. And we'll see what Coach Taylor and his staff have up their sleeves for this opening possession. So we're ready to rock here in the second. Folsom kicking off. A line drive knuckleball that is out of bounds. It'll be a penalty, and Oak Ridge has an option here. And they might just go ahead and elect to start from the 35. Would you be inclined to take that, Coach, on the out-of-bounds kickoff?
Well, I think if it gives me the football on the 35-yard line, I like that field position.
Ball will be placed at the 35-yard line. First down.
Yeah, I'd have to consider that a mistake, that out-of-bounds kickoff. No, the kickoff.
Oh, the ruling or the decision?
The inability to keep it in the field.
Oh,
and thus give them this field position.
No, I totally agree with you there. I don't like it when you give them field position.
That was a gift, so here we go. Big rush, quick release. It's a completion. Split the defenders and barge ahead for 5 more.
Well, there you see Hall. He can do it all. He can do it all. He can run inside, outside, and catch the football and play tough D.
That sounds like just about all of it. Penalty marker. And we'll see a replay here on this. It's going to be against Folsom. Roughing the passer. Boy, oh boy, tough to stop. And this is going to be a huge gain. My.
Well, you penalize from the end of the run. So, or the end of the play. So you attack a 10, 15-yard reception plus another 15.
So they start from the Folsom 38-yard line after the penalty walk-off, and they run the football to the right. Boy, he is tough.
Yeah.
2 guys had shots at him.
Well, what's amazing, he showed not just yards after contact, but quick feet. And, he's a pretty big guy. You don't normally see guys that size running outside and bouncing out. I'd certainly be looking at him if I was a college recruiter. I'd find a place for him.
Absolutely. He's shown enough in this game already to be that impressive. Gain of 2, 2nd and 8, just underway here in the third. Oak Ridge, a completion and a penalty sets him up pretty nice. Trying to capitalize on it.
Well, I put Martin in there to give him a break, but that's a nice job here.
Now that was tremendous defense right there. So they lose a yard. Second and a virtual 10 here.
I noticed that Coach Casey Taylor is doing a lot of situation subbing, bringing relative to the play, bringing 2, 3, 4 new people into the game relative to the play call. All
night long. He's got a platoon system relative to the down a distance, and let's see what they go with here on they need about 10. Big third down. Motion. Varela's rushed, and he goes out of bounds with it. That play didn't work.
Well, you can see once again from the alignment, they haven't thrown underneath Will, as you mentioned. And I thought maybe they would put Martin in there and also throw him the football, because he's probably got, as much as more. Between Sutton and Martin, they're probably two of the faster guys on the team.
No doubt. So the Trojans show punt formation here on fourth and 10. So we'll see how the direction is on this punt. A pooch bounding at the 15-yard line and trickling out of bounds. Very effective, no return.
Well, the special teams are doing a pretty good job. And I would say right now both of these ball clubs have excellent special teams. You take guys like Tremaine from Folsom and then Nichols and Hensley. Nichols handling not only the field goal but the punting. Now, most teams, you put them in a hole down there on the 5-yard line. I don't think that bothers Folsom.
I don't either. It looks like it's closer to the 8 or so. Their wide receivers change sides. There are 4 of them out there. Still time to throw. Now he's going to run it. Going for the sideline. Scampers out with a first down. That was too easy.
Very much. The defensive people had their backs turned and didn't even know that Mac was running the football. So they looked like they were in man coverage on that last one, and they need a call to get to the football.
Looked like about a 17-yard run there for the first down. Ontario Smith shifts into the backfield beside Mack, and he's got the football running left. Nothing doing. Gain of a few as he fell forward, but there were defenders there. Connor Dasman. They give him 3 on the play, so we'll make it 2nd and 7. Football parked at the Folsom 28. Looking. Now he's going to be sacked. Second sack of the evening on Mack.
Colin James from the middle backer spot doing a job. Comes into this ball game with 24 tackles.
Penalty marker down. It's against Oak Ridge.
First down. Unsportsmanlike on number 9, taunting.
How about that? Don't see that very often. That's a major walk-off right there. No room for that. Tough luck for the Trojans. Lack of composure. It's kind of difficult to taunt when you're behind on the scoreboard, I would think. I know down in Eagle territory for the green and white, you didn't put up with much of that, Coach.
No, taunting was not on my list. I don't think it should ever happen. But once. It shouldn't even happen once, ever.
So it's a first down. It really pulls the Bulldogs out of a hole where they were pinned at the 8-yard line just a couple plays ago. But Mack ran for 17, and they get the penalty here, so they're rolling. Flores in motion. Secondary coverage was terrific on that play. Boy, they're flooding the right side here, and now they're going to shift. Lots of wide receivers out there. Over the middle, nice catch. Norberg on a high throw, a bullet, and well covered. He took the hit, but held on.
Yeah, he's a big target, 6'3", 220.
Another look.
And he steps up nicely in the pocket. I like that. His footwork, Mack's footwork is nice. He had outside pressure in the pocket. He stepped up.
Maxie Parler has nowhere to go.
Colin James having a big game on defense. Inside linebacker for Oak Ridge.
Loss of 3. You mentioned Norberg, a terrific couple of years at Folsom, and we were very sorry to see Walker Lyons be injured in that first game, but Norberg has done a tremendous job filling in.
Oh, big time.
Over the middle, wide open Ontario Smith. First down, Bulldogs. Well, that was a pinpoint strike, a laser shot, good for 24 yards. And here's another look at that hookup. Nice recognition. Solid tackle there, too. First down. Football at the 27. They run left. Maxie Parler just got drilled. That was...
Flores, 3 receptions, 35 yards. That last one, right over the middle, looked like
Ontario Smith. So it's going to be 2nd and 7 from the Trojan 24. Oak Ridge needs to slam the door here if they want to stay in this game. No pressure. Flushed and sacked. Wow. 4 of them tonight. Mack tried to get away, but it was too late. Let's take another look. He really didn't feel this from the backside quick enough. And
it looked like Jousey from the backside. Number 33.
3rd and 16 now. Little confusion here. Norberg looking to the bench, wanting a clarification. 5 receivers out. Hit as he throws. Flores can't get to it.
That time he took a pretty good hit.
Incomplete. Well, so far, except the one play early in the game, Flores hasn't had much tonight. That was the 11th play of the drive, but he's been well contained. We'll see what they want to do on 4th down and plenty. We saw a rare punt earlier in the game from them.
he's got enough confidence in his passing game.
Oh, yeah.
With those receivers, he's got a big cushion on the far side.
Low snap, he's down to get it, rushed hard, and tries to shovel it for an incompletion. The pass rush is coming through here in the third quarter.
We talked about that early in the first half, where he has to have pressure on him. You give him time to throw, he's going to eat you up. So they certainly have adjusted.
Boy, have they. They've had the sacks and they've had the pressures and the hurries.
Well, I know this, that defensive coordinator Aaron Goldfried, certainly one of the better defensive coordinators in the area, and he has made an adjustment here. You see a lot more physicality out of that defense and pressure as needed.
So, first down from the Oak Ridge 32-yard line, a terrific defensive stop in that series. Varela throws deep up the field, overthrown. Going for his lean target, Sebastian Sutton. 2nd and 10.
Well, once again, Rob, we've talked about bubble and draw, quarterback draw, and of course we can't forget that workhorse, Hall, coming inside between the tackles. And it's still a lot of time on the clock here.
2nd and 10. Better than 5 minutes left here in the third. Turn and give. Bump into a man and bounce off. Look at him go. Well, Jake is, well, I would recruit him in a second.
Big play here, 3rd and 3. You know,
double wide to the right. Big 3rd down and 5. Longer count this time.
He's trying to draw off with the irregular count.
He's pressured and he's going to run it, and he's going to get himself a first down. He saw that immediately and took
well,
it.
He did. Take what they give you, and Gorilla's been good at it. Impressive night.
He runs for 12 to the first down, and that's the overthrow on the previous play where he was going for Sebastian. So first down right at the midfield stripe.
They're short a man here.
Just over 4 minutes left here in the third. 21-13. Folsom on top. Turn and give. 5 tacklers converging. They know what his number is, don't they?
Yes, they know where 28 is. And they brought in Connor Dasman for blocking purposes, who normally is an outside defensive end. They brought him in for blocking. Now they're giving Hall a break here. They're bringing in some of their speed back in. You should see 3 wides, maybe 4.
So from the 50-yard line, upcoming is a 2nd and 10, and they do have an excellent platoon of running backs, and we'll give you some specifics on that shortly.
Well, let's see if they run that safety blitz. They only got a 4-man front. Looks like they're playing dropping 7 into coverage.
Quick release, a bullet, incomplete, and a late hit out of bounds.
But no flag, huh?
We call it the 200 Club. They've got a brigade of rushers that have totaled better than 200 yards in the first 5 games, and there you have them, and they are all uniquely different, and what a group they form.
It certainly is. They're all averaging anywhere from 9.7 to 12 yards per carry. Hall 12-yard average going into tonight.
Amazing. Third down. Step away from trouble, stumble and fall. So that's going to bring up 4th. 4th and 7, it looks like. Punt situation. Varela has been worked over pretty good tonight.
He's been under pressure, yes.
Roughing the passer, horse collar, hard shots in general.
He is, and I'm amazed the amount of pressure they can put with a 4-man front. Occasionally they'll blitz a backer, and occasionally a safety blitz.
High snap, he's up to get it. Quick punt, nice job of getting rid of it. And he gets the great bounce of 15 yards. Well done.
Yes, their kicking game is very impressive.
It is. Best we've seen. 39 yards on an emergency punt to pin Folsom in a hole.
Well, I think it's important here now that they continue to apply pressure to Mack as they did back in the last possession. It was a world of difference when you put him under pressure. With those, he can't get the ball to those gifted receivers. So will they now use the clock a little bit, maybe run some inside with Maxi Parler?
They do run the football with Maxi Parler, just as you thought, Coach. It's a short gain, and we've got two of the finest quarterbacks in the area going against each other tonight. And of course,
well, as you look at this chart, it shows you how good they are. And you can see
he scrambles out of trouble, running for the sideline, and hit out of bounds. That's going to be a penalty. Saw it coming. Sorry it happened. Not a good enough excuse. Here, just take a major penalty and get yourself out of trouble. Not good. And Austin Mack moving a lot slower here in the second half.
He is. He's been under pressure. Yeah, they've had two major penalties that have hurt them. And
bad.
He was going out of bounds. There's no need.
First down from the Folsom 32. Flores in motion. He's got the pill, trying to work left. Stymied, but lunges forward and gets something out of nothing.
Well, he certainly did. He picked up 4 when he was held to no gain.
He took a hard shot there and stayed on his feet. And we'll give him 5, make it 2nd and 5. That was a generous spot.
Yes, very generous. Okay, 2nd and 5. Now,
deep up the field, he's got a man wide open for a long touchdown bomb. Touchdown Bulldogs. And Flores, quite a showman, lets everybody in the world know. 63 yards on a very peculiar play. Defenders must have fallen on that. That changes the entire perspective. 27-13.
Well, of course, Flores said, perhaps we'll see the replay on there. Flores has got great moves. He's a great route runner, but did the defensive people fall down to be so open, wide open?
So the PAT's on target. And we'll take another look at that long, undefended touchdown. Nobody there, and I think I'll just walk in and add some insult to injury. So Folsom now has breathing room, a cushion of better than 2 touchdowns. Pressure is on, and just a minute 43 left here in the third.
Well, the Trojans have to respond now, and this possession is so important, even if it goes into the fourth quarter. But they've got to do what they do well, and they've hurt themselves with penalties tonight. There is no right time to be penalized, but they don't need the help.
Now, and the 2 they were hit with, major penalties, were avoidable. So, with the third quarter nearly expired, the Trojans have an opportunity to put something together here. And they had the one drive in the second quarter come to a screeching halt when they called lost football, that fumble. Up to get it at the 7-yard line. Trying to get outside, cannot. Nice lateral containment on the special team. So the football parked at the 18-yard line. And we'll see what the game plan is for Varela and company.
As mentioned earlier, they've got to respond here. Down 2 scores now with a good possession.
They run the football on first down on a low snap.
And it looks like a little mix-up in the backfield.
So Varela goes to the bench again and gets the call from Casey Taylor. So no gain, 2nd and 10. Time getting tight. A minute to go here in the third. Another low snap. Heavy pressure. He unloads and completes, but nowhere to go.
Well, they had the screen on, but you know, when you screen block, you can't just open the gates. You know, you got to really bump and slow to rush down a little bit. And to me, they gave it away early. And we had pressure coming from inside.
So give him a completion, and it's a 3-yard loss. 3rd and 13. Tough place on the field to make this call. Boy, they're sure showing off the safety blitz, aren't they? Over the middle, high strike, dropped by Sutton. He split the D on that slant. Good recognition by Varela. Incomplete, 4th.
Well, the kicking team's on the field, and it just seems like right now, you know, this is three and out.
A fallen Bulldog being attended to on the field and being helped up. Washington, the defensive end, off under his own power. Happy to see that. So, a punt upcoming. Paul Doherty out onto the field to speak with referee Evans. Okay. Stoppage of play by referee Mark Evans. Don't know why. He's now looking across the field at Paul Doherty.
12 players on the field.
Yes. That was late recognition.
Dead ball. Illegal substitution. 12 players on the field on defense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat 4
Well,
plays.
it still doesn't warrant them going for it with a 4th and 8.
No.
Let's see if they try to keep the ball away from Flores by low trajectory, going outside and not at him. Going to the right side, wide side of the field.
Nice high hang time. And it bounced out of bounds near the 45. So Oak Ridge back on defense, and they need to prevent any further scoring from here on out. And this quarter has come to an end. We've played 3 here at Oak Ridge High in this Sierra Foothill League matchup. We'll be right back for more of the Hometown Sports Game of the Week. Okay, Folsom High in command right now as we open the 4th quarter. They're on top 28-13 and have stymied the highest scoring team in the area. Oak Ridge came in getting about 58 a game. The 13 doesn't quite reach far enough. Low snap down to get it. Steps away from one man, throws off balance to Flores. He's open again. Touchdown, Bulldogs. Those are too easy. This vaunted secondary has been ripped. That one's 55. I mean to tell you, I didn't see him come off the line of scrimmage, but those last 2 receptions, there was nobody near him.
I mean, he ran by the safeties.
You explain it to me, and then I'll know.
Well, I can't make up an explanation on how that happens where he just, I know he has speed. I know he's got great moves. But he's been, the last 2 or 3 catches, he's been open by 10, 15 yards.
Yeah, that's
just a breakdown in the secondary.
And that was a secondary that came into the ball game as one of the best in the area. Many interceptions.
False start. 59. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay the try.
Boy, that's a mystery, isn't it, Coach?
Yes. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Tremaine's got a lot of leg. He can handle that, no problem.
Trying to tack on point number 35 after that long touchdown reception by Rico Flores. Spot, boot on the way, and got it. Another look at the touchdown connection from Mack to Flores.
Here's Mack with under pressure. Nice movement. Goes downfield deep. And It looks like two guys were there, and I don't know if they assumed Mac was going to get sacked or what. But
We'll be right back for more of this hometown sports game of the week.
Finally finished cleaning the bathroom.
Stop! Don't put that paper towel in there.
Why not?
Products such as wipes, rags, and yes, paper towels can cause serious problems for sewer systems.
What's the difference? Toilet paper always gets flushed.
Unlike toilet paper, other products don't break down as easily, meaning sewer systems can get clogged.
Oh.
Do the sewer systems a favor. Trash the wipes, not the pipes. Learn more at sacsewers.com.
Well, the Bulldogs set to kick off after their 5th touchdown of the ball game, leading at 35-13 and breaking away from 5th-ranked Oak Ridge. And certainly there have been some big plays in this game, and I know you're going to isolate at least one of them, but the secondary breakdowns have been shocking.
Very. I feel that once again, except for brief moments early in this third quarter when there was pressure on Max, suddenly now they're pass protecting him better, and of course Flores is flying by the secondary. Max showed some great footwork to avoid a sack there, by the way. Held his poise very nicely.
On first down, Varela has to scramble away. Gets a couple, but not much.
Well, he appears to be under more pressure on the pass blocking when the line has to pass block versus run block. They look like a good run blocking football team, tackle to tackle. And I don't see any variance. There's a 4-man front again shown by Folsom, and they're dropping. There's a little pressure they bring off the edge.
Run played, tough, hard-nosed running, but too many defenders there. So it was a 2nd and 8. Now make it 3rd and long. Third and 12. Major need for a first down here. Varela unloads over the middle. He's got his man. It's a first down. That was some hard tackling right there. Caleb Edwards with the grab.
I believe that's his first catch of the night.
I think so. But it was very clutch.
Well, we were talking early in the evening to hit Reisinger, and we look at the two quarterbacks here, Mack and Varela. Really, they're completing the majority of their passes. The percentage-wise, they're almost 68% to 66, Varela. And as you watch now, there's a quick screen out to his wide receiver. But let's go back, and if we finish that table, you can see those two quarterbacks match up pretty well going into the ball game. Now, as we say, what happened here tonight, now look at the TD passes. Varela actually had more. He doesn't have more right now because Mack's having the big night with TD passes. Interception, neither one has an interception yet, and none tonight. So both of them have extremely high ratings, with Mack's rating probably going up.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe Varela's rating going down.
I agree with all that, Coach. Well said. He's flushed and throws it away. Good coverage in the secondary. 3rd and 8, or 3rd and 7.
Well, the combination of pressure plus coverage is flushing Varela out of the pocket, And it just doesn't seem like their passing game's in sync now. He's, kind of running for his life back there with only 4 men rushing and coverage in the secondary.
Well said. So a key third down right here if they want to sustain. Here comes the pressure. He's going for Sutton, who's bumped out of bounds, and the penalty flag thrown. Well, that'll get it done. So Witten had the tough assignment there, and Sutton shook him off, so Witten settled for the bump. Instead of bump and run, Coach, that was a run and bump.
Pass interference. Defense. 15-yard penalty. First down.
So the 15-yard penalty helps. It puts Oak Ridge into Folsom territory. 6 penalties for 45 yards against Folsom tonight. Not a tremendous load, but not modest either.
Here comes
blitz
the blitz.
again.
Inside blitz.
Sutton hit hard, cutting back toward the middle, and he's going to be slow getting up. Yeah, he got hit real hard up high coming from the other side. We'll show you, when you go across the middle, you take your chances. And Sutton's doing that right here. That shot right there, man, was on the button.
Well, then they had a second man get a piece of him, too, on the diving over the top. And he's got the cast as well. And it's a pretty big cast on his left arm.
I think the damage, though, was above the shoulders at the angle that hit. We were talking about point production, among other things, as well as the quarterbacks. And we've got a graph here, what's the point? And the bottom line down there shows quite a disparity in the scoring.
Well, Oak Ridge, of course, has only given up 10 points coming into this contest, scoring 273, averaging 56-57 a game. Folsom with 101. But again, they've been in some tight ball games with some very highly ranked teams where they haven't scored much. You take a team like Sarah, unbeaten on the peninsula there, only scoring 12 points against them, playing De La Salle, playing Pittsburgh. Again, I'm not trying to downplay what Oak Ridge has done coming in to this ballgame. Believe me, they've blown people out.
Well, certainly not. I mean, their success speaks for itself. I mean, they just knocked off some of the toughest teams in Northern California, including Sarah, Pittsburgh, and De La Salle. So the strength of competition is clearly, and we're happy to see that. We're happy to see Sebastian Sutton coming to the sideline, and that could be a bell ringer right there.
Well, it's amazing the way his left arm is wrapped up that he gets anything. He's having to catch with one hand, essentially. Now, you look at, as we are waiting for play to resume, despite all this rush and everything, Verilla's still throwing 18 for 26 and has over 200 yards.
He's got a handoff and up the gut. Tough, hard running there. First down on that play. That was some tough inside running there. One of the Bulldogs slow getting up, but their run game is terrific. Call again.
Yep. Once again, Whether there's a hole or no hole, he's going to make his own. And his yards after contact are tremendous.
First down from the 34-yard line here. Fake to Hall, roll and throw. He's got an open man. Sidesteps one and gets an extra 10. Well, I must say,
I like that move by Kai Reisinger. He runs like a running back after the catch.
and we heard Paul Doherty at the halftime interview say, we got to do better tackling. Another look at your sidestep here.
I like that play action pass. He faked a Hall, and rather than straight drop back.
It's another first down. Boy, he's tough to bring down.
Nowhere to go. Nowhere to go. And 16 first downs for Oak Ridge. And as once again, they're moving the ball down the field, mixing up the run and the pass. And they showed a couple of play action passes here, which they haven't shown earlier. They were showing straight drop back from that pistol set.
Okay, 2nd and 8, time getting tight. 7.5 to go, fourth quarter. Lots of time to make up here. They're trailing 35-13.
11th play in the drive now. Let's see if they can keep it up.
Varela getting flushed, throws off balance. Incomplete. He had to reach back on that.
Well, Varela had an opportunity to break containment and run the football there.
Penalty marker on the field being picked up. Mark Evans.
Holding. Offense. Number 75. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. 2nd down.
Ethan Dasman.
Well, we got 2nd down and miles here, roughly about 25.
From the spot of the foul. Okay, with Sutton out of the ball game, sitting on the side here.
Now, only a 3-man rush with a blitz, outside blitz from the linebacker.
Varela looking for some help, and no one there to help. To the sideline for a quick chit chat. Casey Taylor. Clock rolling at the 6:45 mark.
Well,
and the lights dimming on a Oak Ridge comeback.
A lot of pressure by that Folsom front, occasionally blitzing a backer or strong or a safety. And Varela has 5 sacks tonight.
Okay, down to get that low snap over the middle, overthrown. There's the first interception of the season. And somebody better get to him or he's going all the way. Cut back, nice tackle down there.
It looked like Koscheck caught him. Once again, see, the pressure is forcing him to get rid of the ball, and he gets his first pick of the season.
Here's Greco Carrillo with the pick into the crowd. 3 defenders were right there. This was a wonderful effort to make this tackle. Boom.
Yeah, outstanding effort.
So Folsom has the football primed in a position to jack their lead. They're on top 35-13. Second turnover of the ball game, a fumble and an interception. And number 1, Folsom, is showing why number 1.
Well, they certainly are.
Long count for Austin Mack. Running out of trouble, throws for the end zone. Touchdown, Bulldogs. Well, the man with the interception just had the reception for a touchdown. 14 yards. Greco, Carrillo, and here's how it happened.
Once again, Mack directing the show. Wide open, Carrillo. Outstanding defensive back. According to coach, he's another heavily recruited of his players.
So on for the PAT, Tremaine trying to make it 42. Snap, spot, boot on the way, and got it.
Back to play, one-play drives is amazing. That one-play drive.
Yes,
big
it
play
was.
to Flores, and here he hits Carrillo.
We'll be right back for more of the Hometown Sports Game of the Week. Top-ranked Folsom cruising right now here at Oak Ridge High on the Hometown Sports Game of the Week. It was tight for the first 2.5 quarters or so, but they have broken it open, leading at 42-13, and seemingly no end to their effortless touchdown passes, as that is into the end zone for a touchback. So, the Bulldogs, fresh off of that last-second victory over De La Salle, they've played the best. And no hesitation coming in here. And things played out, basically. First down, penalty dropped.
Dead ball. False start. Left tackle. Offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Okay. First down, low snap down to get it. And they run the football into a traffic jam. Underneath the completion. off the rollout. Edwards with the catch. And we're down to the 5-minute mark. It would be, okay, another look at the Edwards catch here. Tall and rangy.
But yeah, they're getting the ball to him now, and Reisinger's had 4 or 5 catches tonight, the other tight end.
Okay, first down outside the Oak Ridge 30. Varela's going to run it. Picks up about 5. Stop of the clock at the 4:35 mark. Second and 7 now. Football parked at the Trojan 35. They run the football. Nice hole off the left side. Shy of a first down, but nice pickup of about 5. Here's another look at that previous play. Whoa! Double coverage and a nice leaping try there. Incomplete. Stop clocking at 3:15. Scrambling away from pressure, trying to get to the outside, and does. Varela's had a tough night. He's hurt. Took a hard shot right there. Third and 5. Double wide to the left. Nice gain for a first down there. As we see number 2 quarterback onto the field. Colton Welch getting a taste of the action at quarterback. Plenty of time to throw. A bullet, incomplete.
Number 15, Colton Welch in the game.
Yes, Welsh getting his chance. Rill has taken quite a few hits tonight. Huge opening there with Kostick.
Shy of a first down, but a nice gain of about 8 to the Folsom 35 or 34-yard line. Clock rolling with just 1:20 left. The Trojans would like to get into the end zone one more time.
The line mark in the third up the middle. Looks like it's good enough for an old-period Trojan first down. He's met the number 13, Mason Kelly.
'20th first down on that last play, 1st and 10.
They've got the yardage.
They've moved the chains, but between the penalties and the turnovers, that's hurt them.
Play fake, throw on the run. He's got a hook up and a gain to the 25-yard line. And nice play. Welch doing a good job on in relief. Gavin Malloy with the catch. Final seconds ticking away. And this will be the last play, most likely. He wants to throw for it, looking for an open man, and he's got one. Edwards to the 10, and this ball game is over. Well, it turns out to be a 42-13 victory. And number 1 Folsom showed what it was made of tonight on the road with a decisive victory over an unbeaten team ranked 5.
And you know, I attribute the second half, particularly holding the Trojans scoreless, that between pressure and coverage, pressure mostly from the 4-man front of Folsom, really impressive.
It did. It was one of the key factors of the game. And I have my big play picked out. My big play occurred in the middle of the third quarter with the score 21-13. Mack hit Flores for a 63-yard touchdown undefended, and that broke the game.
From that point on, it was all she wrote.
Yes, it was. Not even a PS or a late memoir.
Yeah. That's unfortunately the one. And you have to attribute my big play, of course, was more than one person. The constant pressure of the front 4 of Folsom made it a different ball game. Verla was running for his life constantly in the third and fourth quarter.
Yes, he was. And that proved to be the key factor in the shutout of the second half. They're not accustomed to that at all.
And I know not very often a defender gets an opportunity to have been voted the big play. So I think that in lieu of that, a team effort of that front 4 applying all that pressure. And Mr. Verla can verify that.
Yeah, as he limped off the field. But we saw some hard shots out there tonight, and a few people slow to get up. Sebastian took one on the butt, and he's still down there wondering what day it is on the bench. So we're going to step aside for a bit and encourage you to stay with us, because in our post-game segment, we'll have some interesting interviews. Goody will be tracking down some people who had a key participation in tonight's ball game. And we'll be back for more of the Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
When fog, fats, oils, and grease get put down the drain, it can harden and create massive problems in our sewers. Fog can cause sewer backups, clogs, and can be a headache to clean out. Some sources of fog include items like meat, salad dressing, milk, butter, and creamy or oily sauces. Don't let fog get down the drain by doing 3 simple things. Can it, scrape it, and trash it to keep your pipes flowing. Learn more at sacsewer.com.
Long ago, in a household far away, a sink lived in harmony. All of a sudden, the fog attacked. Fats, oils, and greases, such as meat and sauces, can cause massive clogs in the sewer system. The sink was defenseless, until a fearless hero saved the day through proper disposal. By canning oils, scraping greases, and trashing food scraps, the household was saved. And through proper disposal, you too can save your sink. For more information, go to sacsewer.com.
Phew, finally finished cleaning the bathroom.
Stop! Don't put that paper towel in there.
Why not?
Products such as wipes, rags, and yes, paper towels can cause serious problems for sewer systems.
What's the difference? Toilet paper always gets flushed.
Unlike toilet paper, other products don't break down as easily, meaning sewer systems can get clogged.
Oh.
Do the sewer systems a favor. Trash the wipes, not the pipes. Learn more at sacsewers.com.
Welcome back to the Hometown Sports Game of the Week. We saw a ball game between 2 dynamite teams. One of them played like dynamite tonight, and that was the top-ranked visiting Folsom Bulldogs, Coach Domino.
Well, they certainly did. They had a 21-13 lead in the first half, only leading by 8. And really, if you watch that first half of this football game, this game was anybody that, was up for grabs for the first 2 quarters. And then suddenly in the third quarter, Folsom was held to 1 score, and they shut out the Trojans that quarter. Well, that kind of brought it to 28-13, and it was time for Oak Ridge to respond. But the combination of turnovers there and pressure applied to Varela, and then when you top that with 2 uncontested deep bomb throws to Flores, it was the end of the game, so to speak. The Trojans never quit, but let me tell you that those 2 big plays were the difference.
Well, Jim, those bombs were not just bombs on the scoreboard. They were demoralizing. And Rob Bempson, as usual, is getting us some invaluable information and contributions and this and that, and some of it is just out of this world.
Well, yes, it is. It's quite frankly, Folsom with just 12 plays in the second half, but what scores? 2 in the fourth quarter, 14 points there, scoring 21 points in the second half, shutting out Oak Ridge completely. And that's why I keep reiterating it was not just the easy scores, but the pressure applied up front. To me, that Folsom defense showed a lot here tonight. No one seems to know much about that D except that they surfaced big time in the second half tonight to me.
Well, you're right, Coach. Well said. Very well stated. Well, we'll be shifting down to field level momentarily as we see 3 of our selections. Yes, let's go ahead and splash that graphic so we all know who they are. It's no surprise to us, though. For the top-ranked Folsom Bulldogs, that passing combination, quarterback Austin Mack and wide receiver Rico Flores, and Mr. Hall, a tough fullback, defensive stud for Oak Ridge. Let's bounce it on down to Lauren Goodman. Goody?
Well, we never cease to resist with a full crowd here. I have my Folsom guys here, but I'm going to start with Oak Ridge. Jake, you came out, played really hard today. Your team came out with a really good game plan. Talk to me about the prep for this week.
I mean, we knew what the challenge ahead of us was. Obviously, want to come out to win, but they were tough. But league just started. I believe right where we want to be, and we just made some stupid mistakes today that we'll be outside.
Those small little errors you guys can work on, but you guys really proved a lot to yourself playing against Folsom tonight. What are some things that you guys took away that you can build on for the rest of the season?
Just discipline. Like I said, those small mistakes, jumping off sides, personal fouls, shit like that. We can't have that, but we'll bounce back. Grand Bay next week. I think we'll be ready.
Now, I know Coach Taylor talked to you guys at the end. What were some of the words that he kind of gave you guys to kind of build off this first game? Just the first game of the season, you guys got a lot more to prove in this league.
Just have a short memory. We came in here, we didn't execute the way we wanted to, but just move on and be ready.
Thanks so much, Jake. Great game tonight. Now, I'm here with my 2 Folsom stars. Let me start with you, Rico. 3 big touchdowns today. Really broke out in that 63-yard touchdown. How did you even get open? I think everybody kind of was confused on that play. Talk us through that a little bit.
It's just we was missing a few early on, so we wasn't going to just leave them there. We're going to come right back, and we're going to finish it, and that's what we did. We executed in the right way.
Now, you guys had a great game last week, really building on that momentum. What was the mindset coming into this game, really starting off that first game of the league?
We know it's going to be a away game. It's a rivalry, so they're going to come out swinging, and we got to fight back, and our mindset is an invasion, home invasion, so we coming on, taking it over.
I know as a senior leader of this group, really, the senior receivers have really been stepping it up for Folsom in the last few years, but now you're in that position. How do you feel as one of those leaders, and what are some of the things you want to carry out for this young group?
Just succeed in every aspect. I know all eyes is watching me, from even the older kids and younger kids. I know eyes is on me, so I just got to make sure I got to give 100% every single time.
Now, Austin, you got a great receiver like this guy, 3 big TDs out of your 6 going to him. What is it like having him as a receiver and just one of the weapons you can use out there on the field?
I mean, it's really everything I could ask for, especially having a guy like Rico. He's able to get open, he's able to block, he's able to do everything we need. So I'm so grateful to have him on my offense.
Now, Coach talked about you guys making some adjustments, getting some nitty-gritty on defense. When your defense makes stops and hold them only to 13 points, no points in the second half, how easy is it as a quarterback to kind of orchestrate the offense and run things that he sees out there?
I mean, I'm so proud of our defense, especially last week and then the week before against Pittsburgh and De La. I mean, our defense has been big. I would say our offense hasn't been hitting on all cylinders until this game. So our defense has been huge. So especially in this game, our defense pretty much pinching up a shutout in the second half. It really allowed our whole offense to kind of getting the flow and just put up points.
Now, as you're building with this team, every game you guys are getting better. You're getting better back there running the offense. How are you just feeling settling in as your team keeps growing and you see in their progress?
I'm so comfortable, especially after these couple weeks, especially beating De La, beating Pittsburgh. I've just gotten more confidence and I've gotten way more comfortable and back there in the pocket.
Well, guys, great game tonight. Thank you for being our players of the game. Spend a little time with me. Will, back to you in the booth. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Can I get a hit? Both of you guys, right?
Thank you, Goody. Nice interviews and a couple of fine stars right there. Boy, they sure put on a show tonight, didn't they, Coach?
Well, they sure did. And once again, they bounce it off each other. They don't. There's no eye there, and I'm impressed with that. They came in here, like I said, it's a battle of the neighborhood, so to speak. They're right next door to one another. They both compete. I like the words of wisdom from number 28. Jake Hall. He goes, you know what? We learned a lot in this football game. we know that you can't make those kind of mistakes and turnovers and expect to win a game against a quality opponent. And Coach told us that, and we believe in that. And so we know this one's biased. We're disappointed. However, we got to look forward to next week and move on and get ready.
Superlative representation, and certainly on the field, despite the loss, most impressive on any number of plays.
Well, yeah, they were they drove the field on several times and bit themselves a little bit in the foot because of the turnovers and penalties hurting them. And so that hurt. And they had the ability. They were physically tough enough, and they are a good football team despite getting the score, to me, wasn't totally indicative.
No, it wasn't. 21 first downs for Oak Ridge should have equated into a few more points. But we're going to take a break and come back to finish this up for you from Oak Ridge High School on the Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
To Sofia and Gabriel, mis flores, my little flowers. Even though these old knees can't follow on your adventure to the forest today, these flowers represent my love, so you can take me with you wherever you go, near or far. These stitches and threads join us together. Me, your mother, and both of you. And wherever you see a flower, a bird, a beautiful tree, know that my love is with you as you bring our colorful stories to the world.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
If I could be you, and you could be me for just 1 hour. If we could find a way to get inside each other's minds. If you could see you through my eyes instead of your ego, I believe you'd be surprised to see that you've been blind. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Yeah, before you abuse, criticize and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Well, before you abuse, criticize and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes.
Okay, welcome back. We're going to put the finishing touches on the Hometown Sports Game of the Week before we look at the final stats compiled by Rob Bimson. We'll tell you what we got coming up next week. And we were in Natomas last week, and we're going back next week. And, Jim, we're going to have the Cordova Lancers, the Natomas Nighthawks. We haven't covered Cordova for 6 or 7 years when Coach Neal turned their program around.
Yes, he did.
And we haven't been to Natomas in 20.
Yes, I'd say it would be plus or minus 20. Back in the day before Intercom opened.
Before Intercom opened and all the enrollment was going to Natomas. Well, let's now take a look at the crucial numbers in tonight's contest, the final stats.
All right, there we have the final stats. Okay, we have rushing yards for the Bulldogs, 106 to 99. Passing yards, 315. It just looks like that they're in reverse there On that, I believe it was Folsom for 315.
Well, Flores had 3 catches for about.
Yeah, total offense there. It appears that if we can square that chart around a bit, 21 first downs for the Trojans in a losing effort. 11 only for Folsom. And a final score of 42-13. Folsom scoring in every quarter, and Oak Ridge scoring only in the first and second quarter, 13 points at the half and a total of 13 points. And a big stat is that the Folsom time of possession, 14 minutes, 7 seconds, resulting in 42 points, only having the ball for 14 minutes and getting 42 points. That is an amazing, really, statistic.
That's a magic trick.
Yes. If you want to know how to do it, check with Coach Doherty with the Folsom Bulldogs, and he'll tell you this. We know how to score 42 points in 14 minutes. And so that is the one that just stands out there. Like we said, Oak Ridge has certainly enough first downs, played hard, played tough, but really due to some turnovers and penalties hurt them at the wrong time. There is no good time for those two things, and that slowed them down. Pressure from that front four in the second half had a definite result in Varilla having to throw under duress and being under heavy pressure.
No question about it. And I would like to bring to the surface a bright spot in the Oak Ridge performance tonight. Carson Nichols and that dynamite leg with 2 booming field goals, and Hensley with the punting. Their kicking game is superlative.
Well, another thing I like to bring out is that this is only the first SFL ball game. And look out for the Oak Ridge Trojans. They are for real. That's a good football team out there. They absorbed their first loss tonight, first loss of the season, plus it is an SFL loss. But I can tell you this, they're not out of the SFL race by no means. That's a good football team, and I expect certainly to see them in the playoffs down the line.
Me too, and well said. Casey Taylor's going to rally his forces, and they'll be ready next Friday for their next ball game. But that's the way it shakes out this evening here at Oak Ridge High School, where they put on quite a show of high school football on and off the field. And in the end, however, number 1 Folsom prevailed handily and really showed their wares tonight. And as their players stated, they were able to face some of the toughest competition in Northern California the past 3 weeks, and it paid off. And they prevailed 42-13 tonight over the Oak Ridge Trojans. With that being said, we thank you for tuning in tonight and encourage you to join us in 1 week's time when we'll be in Natomas, where the Nighthawks will be hosting the Cordova Lancers. Many thanks to our team of directors, Gary Martin and Kevin Benyon, our Dynamite statistician, Rob Bimson, our entire Hometown Sports Game of the Week broadcast crew, and of course, the Imperator of Analysis, Hall of Famer Jim Domino. We thank you for joining us. I'm Will James. Have a happy weekend. So long, everyone.
This is This has been a Hometown Sports Game of the Week broadcast from Access Sacramento, your local nonprofit community media center serving Sacramento County. Major underwriting support this season for Hometown Sports Game of the Week is provided by the Sacramento Metropolitan Television Commission.